Hello my wildlings and welcome back to Turnabout for All. In the last episode we started questioning Clawhauser on the argument. I was just going to say on things because I couldn't quite remember, but then I remembered it was the word argument. And in this episode we got a little, well, also in the last episode we got a little extra tidbit out of him which I can present some evidence to because it's contradictory, and that's how this game works. Oh yeah! Gonna solve the case by using my magic lawyer powers. Oh yeah! Let's not get ahead of ourselves. Where is it? This one. The camera footage. Present. This court requires an explanation, witness. Okay, Nick, I get it. Just don't go too hard on him. Explanation? Look at him, he's adorable. How can you be so rude? I thought it was strange, but this confirms it. If you recall, my client and the victim were clearly alone in that room for 5 minutes. So where was the guard that was supposed to be watching over them?
Oh yes, another error by the ZPD.
Now hold on. I had heard that Jack Savage had escorted Judy to that room after Ramses's questioning that morning. He swapped out with the previous guard, and should have stayed there until someone else took Ramses away.
Prosecutor Savage, what is the meaning of this?
It's true I was in there briefly with the two. That's shown by the security footage if you go back past the 5 minutes on the current tape. Why didn't you mention this Oh, that's Phoenix. Why didn't you mention this earlier? Well, it's not that important, is it? So he was with them in that room, briefly before leaving. Mr. Savage, then Mr. Savage, then is it prudent to say the poisoning happened under your specific watch, not the ZPD's? I had some things to prepare before Hops's questioning. I left the room briefly and asked for a replacement guard. A miscommunication meant that guard never arrived.
Why didn't you mention this earlier?
What's the point? It's not relevant to the hows and whys. I explained exactly how the defendant committed the crime, and that still stands untouched. And the defense has done nothing to prove its own theory. Oh, I so look forward to wiping that smoke look off your little tiny face.
That is true.
Uh-oh. So here are the full absolute facts. I left the questioning room, leaving Mr. Ramses with a single guard. I then returned with Hops, and that previous guard left the room. I then left as well, requesting a replacement guard that never came. During the next 5 minutes, they argued, but the argument was largely irrelevant, I admit. But Judy Hopps poisoned his water because he snitched on her, revealing her as the mastermind. Jerry Jumbo Jr., the derailment, the attacks in Bunnyburrow, the poisoning of Doug Ramses. Each one has been explained completely. It is time for the verdict. His accent is all over the place. I don't know what's wrong with him, really.
I see no more reason to prolong this trial. All the evidence has been examined and explained. I am ready to pronounce my verdict at this time.
Phoenix, we're out of time.
I've exhausted every argument.
What do I do? What do I do? I never know with this. I mean, it's a coin flip, really. I mean, do I wait and see and then Edgeworth bursts in to save the day, or do I have to object at something and that gives him enough time to burst in and save the day? I don't know. Well, you said to waste as much time as possible, so I'll do what I'm good at. Waste time.
Then let us bring this tedium to an end. I find the defendant, Judith Hobbs. Objection! What now, Mr. Wright?
Your Honour, please. Someone else poisoned Mr. Ramses, not my client.
All right, but my patience is at an end. Who poisoned Mr. Ramses?
Oh, well, the only other person in the room, of course. A man who, as a secret agent, should have some idea of how poison works. Don't you think? Take that! You're kidding, right? You've got no proof. It's over, Mr. Wright.
Then let us bring this tedium to an end. I find the defendant, Judith Hobbs.
Oh, God, no.
Ah, shit. The accused shall surrender to the court immediately, pending trial at a higher court in the near future. Court is now adjourned. Well, shit.
Okay, well, back. I guess I wait and see then.
Then let us bring this tedium to an end. I find the defendant, Judith Hobbs.
Oh, God, no. No, I don't understand. No! Who was I supposed to say it was? Ugh, that's annoying. Also, someone is mowing their lawn. What excellent... oh, it's my dad. My dad's mowing our lawn. Oh, that's terrible timing. Well, I hope you can put up with that for the rest of this episode. I'll come back in the next episode and that'll be gone. But there's only like a few minutes left. This episode, like 3 or something? Yeah, about 3. According to my timer that I have. I have to object. But who do I say it is? Did Doug poison himself? Who poisoned Mr. Ramses? Unknown. The bunny responsible for the street... Is it this one? Do I have to present this one?
Wait, but that's your client.
No, it isn't. The real mastermind set it all up to frame Judy. Then who do you think this mastermind is, Mr. Wright? Are you ready for some grand reveal? I cannot answer that question just yet, but we have another reason to keep the trial going for now. We
do?
Yes, and this is the reason. Okay, this is going a bit better. I mean, I figured I'd just reveal Jack Savage right then and there because he was the only other one in the room, but fine. Okay, Doug's testimony? No. Judy was with me when the train derailed? No. Peter's testimony. Mr. Savage has a reputation elsewhere. He is a ruthless and hates to lose? No. No. Oh, I don't know. Unmarked bottle. Camera footage. I don't know what I'm supposed to present here. Doug was preparing to continue the Night Howler case, but had contact with Bellwether? But hasn't had contact with Bellwether. Okay. Magatama. What is the reason for this? Why must we continue this charade? Because Edgeworth is coming with evidence to save us. I'm going to make another save. I'm pretty sure I've already saved before this bit, but still. Edgeworth is following a fresh lead as we... I'm right! Or am I? This might still be wrong. Your Honour, we just need a little more time.
Mr. Edgeworth?
There is no lead. No proof to be had. Are we going to wait around for a fantasy? Everything has been examined. End it now.
I'm afraid the prosecution is correct. Continuing this trial now is unnecessary. I have no more doubts to speak of.
But...
I'm truly sorry for this, but it appears we didn't know Miss Hobbs as well as we thought. And so it is time for my verdict. I find the defendant, Judith Hobbs... What now?
Sorry, Your Honour, but I have an urgent message for Mr. Wright.
Oh, then, well, by all means.
A message? What is it? I don't know, but hopefully we'll find out in the next episode, and I'll see you all then. Goodbye, good night, and good luck.